What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. As you guys can see today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be taking a look at the Kong Studios, I don't know, their version of Goku Jesus, which is the form that I call it, or I guess some fan-made Super Saiyan 5 Goku on a Xeno Goku body from Dragon Ball Heroes. I don't know what's going on here. This is Super Saiyan 5 Goku Jesus. So, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. Let's go ahead and get started, diving right into the unsexy packaging. So for the package, it is a box with an image on it. A few images, but it's Super Saiyan 5 Goku with this kind of grayish fur, with a more Super Saiyan 3 type hair. I don't know. Then right here it says Kong. On this side it says Kong 15, and then the rest of the box, nothing that really matters. It's just white. So yeah. Kong Super Saiyan 5 Goku on the box. Goku Jesus. Cool. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I vividly remember being in first or second grade, being on a playground, and one of my friends randomly comes up to me with a purple folder in his hand, and he opens it, shows me some images of what appears to be a Super Saiyan 5. I remember that's what he called it. Actually, I'm going to show you guys the exact image that he showed me. It was quote unquote Goku from Dragon Ball AF. And I think at this time, I just kind of had a little idea of what Dragon Ball GT was. I don't remember whether it was airing or not. I really don't remember. I just know that it was this really dope image, and to this day, I still don't know who drew it. I really want to know. But, yeah. So here we are now with Kong Studios Super Saiyan 5 Goku Jesus. And it doesn't exactly follow the blueprint of the image that we got before. And, this is cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that this is bad. But I feel like this is a concept that they came up with themselves just so they could reuse this lower body. And don't get me wrong, this lower body is really dope. Now, how I feel about it on this Goku figure, it's growing on me. But that's not what we're here to talk about. The Super Saiyan 5 sculpt. Now, this hair is exactly what you would expect from it. Beautifully sculpted, beautifully painted, but it is going to make the figure very, very top heavy, which can become extremely annoying if you want to pose this guy around. This is something we've seen time and time again with Dragon Ball figures, dating all the way back to the very first Super Saiyan 3 SH Figure Arts official release. It happens, but what can you do about it? There are some modifications that could probably be made to adjust it, but overall, it's just that's just how it is. It's gonna be like that with this figure. And his hair is very voluminous. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this figure so you guys can see the details. Now, taking an up-close look, this Goku does look mean. He looks bad. He looks like he will beat your ass, as he is supposed to. Now, does it capture that Brolic look from the original art? Not so much in my opinion, but who's to say that's what they were going for in the first place? Maybe they just took a couple ideas from that and then they turned it into this. I'm just trying to figure out where these bangs came from, because on the OG artwork that they have on the package, these were not there. I do at least wish that they were separate pieces, because for the most part, they don't really add or complement the figure. They kind of just get in the way. Now, if you like them, then by all means. But anyway, onto the hair sculpt. It's very nice, man. It looks like an extreme Super Saiyan 3, as if Super Saiyan 3 wasn't already extreme enough. There is blue shading all throughout the hair, so much to where if you hit this figure with a flash, it's going to look like the hair is blue with white shading, like a very, very bright turquoise. It's also all along the fur. Now, if you guys are wondering if this is the Super Saiyan 4 sculpt, I have Super Saiyan 4 Goku right here. It actually is not. The chest is a little bit longer, and it sits a little bit, well, it's a bit wider to an extent. But no, this is not a stolen mold. This is something I believe that they came up with on their own. So, yeah, now the arms, I actually think these are their own sculpt as well. Yeah, these are not Super Saiyan 4 arms. This is an entirely new torso. Now, it might not be new to Kong Studio. They probably done this before. But, I mean, still, it's not like they stole this mold from Tamashii Nations. This is their own thing. You can see just by how toned it is. And again, the chest is completely different, and so is all the way up to the neck, actually. The bangs are not the same. This is their own thing. So I'm going to go ahead and compliment them for that. Now, this look, man. Goku looks menacing, bro. He looks like he will hurt you in this form. I wish they would have made it a little bit more bulky, but that's just a personal thing. Now, on to the lower body. Again, this looks fine. You can see there's rips in the pants and everything. I really love this lower body. I'm not going to lie. Again, just not with this top. I don't like it. I wish they would have went with the original sculpt, but then they probably would have had to do something new. Now, I will say this one rip in the pants right here, it looks like they put white out in there. They kind of cheaped out on that one. I think I just hit the camera. My bad. But, yeah, it really looks like they put white out in there. I'm not digging that whatsoever. Granted, it's kind of hidden by this red skirt piece, so you don't have to worry about that showing too much. But it is there. Now, as far as the tail also does not match the rest of the white on the figure. It's not extremely noticeable, but it doesn't have any other shading that this fur has. So don't expect that. Again, not that bad, but it is noticeable. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is this head sculpt. Well, not the head sculpt in particular. The basically the design. They did not complete that sideburn right there. And let's see if they did this side. Yeah, it looks a little more complete on this side. But on this one, and this might just be my copy, but yo, that don't look good, bro. That ain't it. That ain't it. Anytime I take photos of him like this, I'm gonna have to Photoshop that in. But anyway, overall, it's a very interesting design, I guess. It looks nice. I dig it. Not my favorite, but it's cool. So yeah. Now for the height of this figure to the top of his forehead, as you can see, he's right at about 5.5 inches. But to the top of his tallest strand of hair, he sits at close to 7 inches. So the hair definitely makes this figure a little tall. I will be showing some size comparisons later just so you can gauge how he scales with other Dragon Ball figure arts. But I think it's going to be pretty typical other than how tall the hair stands. Now, moving on to the articulation. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, my shoulder has been killing me, so I'm going to try to do this without injuring myself. This is about to be a pain, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, he's not going to look up because of this hair. He can look down, but you guys know what to expect if that happens. And if you do it too much, the faceplate is going to fall off. He does get really good tilt, turn, all that good stuff, but don't expect any of that to stick because the hair is just gonna make it do what it does, yo. You can kind of move the lower separated hair piece down a tad to help with expression, but there's only so much you can do in terms of pulling this second piece down to where it will hold his faceplate together. If you get the figure, you'll see what I mean. And when I say hold it together, I mean in place. It will kind of stick, but not always. He does have these bangs right here that, well, I don't think these are bangs. Hairs that come down to his neck. They do move around very well. They are on a ball peg, so you can articulate them very well. Now, moving on, the rest of the body kind of articulates like the Super Saiyan 4. You can get the arms and everything to go up and out about that much. Again, watch these, because if they break, they break. These do not peg on here. Again, they're annoying. I'll be real with you guys. They're very annoying. But anyway, they go up about that much, out about that much. He does have a bicep swivel. The joints on the elbow, it looks like it's single jointed, but it looks double jointed, but it's single jointed range. Like that's as much as you're going to get out of that, which, I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't know. Hands are on a ball peg, very sturdy ball peg. That's really good for them, so it can move around freely. He does have a butterfly joint that is very effective. As you guys can see, this head is getting very annoying. But you can do the Kamehameha poses no problem. This head is driving me crazy, man. It's just, this is too much hair. Like, this is way, way too much. But yeah, Kamehameha poses are not going to be a problem. Punching poses are not going to be a problem. As far as the diaphragm joint works, that articulates very, very well. He leans back. Wow, the head actually popped off. You know what? I'm going to leave that off. And it's on a double ball peg. I don't know if that's a good engineering choice or not, but now I kind of want to see if I could put another head sculpt on here. Well, that'll be another thing. But yeah, back about that much, forward about that much. He does turn at the waist. Thankfully, that was an issue with Kong figures. They did not turn at the waist. This one does. The tail is on a ball peg also, so it can move around freely. But this can pop out, as you guys just saw. But thankfully, you just kind of plug it back in there and it will sit fine. As far as the legs go, they go out about that much. Probably could go further, but the skirt is going to hinder him. Kick forward about that much. He can kick an enemy in the face, no problem. Kicks all the way back. He does have a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, very effective. But again, the skirt piece will kind of limit the articulation. Foot goes down about that much, up about that much. Decent rocker. Not enough, but I mean, it'll work. And then he does have toe hinge. So articulation wise, decent, man. The only issues you're going to have is this head sculpt. That's just going to be the main problem. Articulating him with this head sculpt is going to be a pain. Now, moving on to accessories, this guy doesn't really come with anything impressive, but I mean, he comes with, I guess, what you would need. He comes with 4 face plates. We get a smirking face, a yelling face. The yelling face actually looks a tad bit better in person than it did in the promo images, but to be honest, that's not saying much. He comes with an angry face, and then he comes with a teeth gritted face, which is probably my favorite. He comes with several sets of hands, a pair of fist hands, a pair of Kamehameha hands with a peg in the palm, so that you can actually attach the Kamehameha. He comes with a pair of instant transmission hands, a pair of blast hands, a pair of Kamehameha hands without the peg in the middle, and then a pair of martial arts hands. Now, the last thing he comes with is also this Kamehameha effect piece, which I'm assuming is probably just the Super Saiyan 4 Kamehameha just repainted, and it's almost like this noodle brown color. Like, it looks like uncooked noodles, I'll be honest with you. It looks cheap and whack, and I hate to say it, but they could have kept this accessory. This just looks whack. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. It looks whack, for real. Now, moving on to size comparisons, I'm actually going to do quite a few, so y'all better go ahead and give this video a thumbs up because this figure's a pain in the ass to stand. I'm doing this for you guys. First off, here he is standing next to the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. As you can see, I mean, he looks fine next to him. Next up, here he is standing next to the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super CGI squad. We have him standing next to Goku, Piccolo, and Vegeta. Again, he is taller than Goku and Vegeta, but Piccolo's still taller, which is accurate. But for a Goku figure, he's definitely too tall in comparison to Piccolo. But that being said, if this is a full-powered Goku Jesus at Super Saiyan 5, I mean, maybe he just grew taller as Super Saiyan 5, so I guess it could work. Here he is standing next to a couple of smaller figures. We have him standing next to the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super 17 and 18. And then, of course, in the middle, we also have an SH Figure Arts Krillin, just in case you want to throw him in the mix. Here he is standing next to the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super Hit, the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super Jiren, and an SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super Superhero CGI Gohan. Last but not least, here he is standing next to some extras. We have him standing next to the Buzzmod Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer Uzui. Don't ask me why I have him in the Dedicate to Your Heart pose. I don't know. We also have him standing next to a Marvel Legends 3-pack Daredevil, and then the best symbiote or black suit Spider-Man 1/12 figure. It is the Metacom symbiote Spider-Man, or Mafex, whichever you know him as. Now, for my final thoughts on this figure, I just gotta say, man, I think it looks good. And for the most part, I think it does just about everything well. But there are some key flaws here. First off, this head sculpt is going to be super annoying, man. If you guys think you're just going to be able to pose this guy around, whether you take shots of your figures, whether you put them on your shelf, You want to pose this guy around, even with a stand, the neck is probably not going to sit how you want it to. You really have to do some playing with the hair in order to get it to work. Now, if you're going to pose this guy on your shelf without a stand, don't expect it to stay standing, because the way that the feet are engineered, they just absolutely cannot support the upper weight of this figure. And I mean the top half of it. It's not going to work. I don't know any kind of finagling you can do. I mean, this thing would have to have giant feet, and then they'd still have to have the proper articulation. This is a figure where if you want to keep him standing, he has to always be leaning forward. Now, I'm sure you guys know balance is key, but I'm very good at posing my figures, man, and that's not to brag, but I just could not find a proper balance for this guy. As you see, I have a stand holding him up right now, and the only reason I have that is because he'll stand for maybe a minute, but no matter what, he's going to tip over randomly. Like, even if I blink at this guy the wrong way, it's going to fall over. That is probably the most frustrating thing. But other than that, I mean, it looks decent. If you want a Super Saiyan 5 Goku Jesus, then where else are you going to get it? This is one you're probably going to have to pick up. This isn't one that I plan on keeping in my collection. Honestly, I'm done with this figure. That's all there is to it. But yeah, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up. If not, I mean, give it a thumbs down, whatever, I don't care. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are. And bye. You can pass on this figure if you want me to be honest with you.